What good's a reward if he ain't around to use it? Besides, attacking that battle station ain't my kind of courage. It's more like suicide. Welcome back, everyone. Here we are, finally, issue 100. That means we are at the end of the build phase. At least we will be by the time we're done here. So let's go through this real quick. So Millennium Falcon, the later years. So this is going to be the Force Awakens and beyond. So there's that. Star Killer base. Gotta talk a lot about the Force Awakens. Apparently, and I'd have to look at the dates on all this, but I would say that Force Awakens came out when this was still getting published. TIE fighter or TIE flight maneuvers. Okay, next part. Remote. Here we go. There's our remote. Just set that off to the side because I don't think we'll be using it anytime soon. Okay, so here we are. They give us this nice little paint diagram that they recommend us use. I don't know if this is the actual Falcon or if this is something that one of the modelers did, and then that's what they're saying to use as a guide. I don't know. But I've got all the images to use, and so this gives us a little bit of information here. It talks about masking and finishing touches, and one of these things you can see here. Show you this, so you can see all these little yellow splotches, and apparently what they did was they took like an ochre or whatever, brown ochre or yellow ochre or whatever color that is. You always hear about it. And what they did was they just put it on they thinned it down a lot, put on a toothbrush and just kind of flicked it. So I don't know how I'm going to go about handling that, but we'll see when we get to that point. So here we go. What we have here is 8 parts, sections from previous issue, and I'm going to break it up into 7 pieces here. So what I'm going to do is I want to keep them all organized so that way I know which ones go where. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these and I'm going to get them labeled, and as I cut them out, I'll put them back in these and kind of go from there. So I've got some smaller ones here. Those ones there. And this one, I think I will put in here. So there we go. We can set that off to the side. So those are going to go in that container. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because it breaks it up. So like this section here is going to talk about all the parts from issue 47, which is that first one. And then we go through and get to all those pieces. So that will allow us to kind of keep track of where we are, which ones we're using, and all that kind of stuff. And I want to make sure that I don't get confused because it's a lot of pieces, and they're not all getting applied in the same area. So, yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a number on here, and I'll stick it to the side of the container that they're in, and go from there. So let me do that real quick. So I have 2 parts that go to issue 66. I'm just going to put them all in the same thing, mostly because on this sprue there's only 1 piece. So I should be able to figure that out. Order 66. There we go. All right, so that takes care of that part. Now what we need to do is we can put this away for now, and we're just going to start going through these and cleaning them up. There we go. We now have all the pieces separated from the sprues. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we have all 7 sets separated from the sprues. This set was already separated and cleaned, so that was nice and easy. Just a matter of organizing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and clean these, and then I will start the painting process. Now, some of these are going to be kind of a bit of a pain to paint. Like these ones here, some of these pieces need to get painted on both sides. So, because they're going to be visible on both sides. So I'm going to have to paint them both sides, so it'll be a little bit more complex. So what I'm going to do, because most of that, if not all of it, is going to be all off camera, I'm going to go ahead and clean and wash these all off camera. And what I'm going to do is say this is the end of part 1 of issue 100. I'm not so much trying to spread it out or anything like that, but I do want to make sure that I don't try to rush things either, just to try to get it into a set time period or anything like that, for a size of a video. So we're going to go ahead and finish this off here, and then we'll come back when everything's painted, and we'll start applying these, and we'll go through all of these different pieces that we're going to apply the parts to. Um, and so one of them is a matter of applying that, and then we got to mount our gun turret. So as you can see, the gun turret also has got a bit of a sheen to it. So I may break out. I've got some flat somewhere. I'm not sure where, but I might break out the flat and spray that just to doll it up a little bit because it kind of needs it. So that way we can get that attached and that part's done, and we can move on to these other pieces. So once we get all these other pieces on, then we can come back and we'll also paint these pieces at the same time. So they'll be prepped and ready to go. And yeah, then uh, then we can see what's going on. Now it's interesting to say fit the battery, but oh, you have to buy your own. So it's a 23AE 12 volt unit. That's a 12 volt battery. Holy smokes. Uh, so apparently I have to find one of those batteries in order to use the remote. But yeah, so we're going to get to all that kind of stuff next time after we're done washing and painting and all that kind of stuff. So we will see you next time with part 2 of issue 100, the final issue. All right. Thank you all for watching, and may the force be with you always.